Netflix and other streaming platforms have many movies and TV series on pandemics. Movies and TV shows have caused additional pleasure after the rapid rise of the COVID 19 pandemic. Unfortunately, most films about the spread of the disease rely heavily on low budgets or ideas like zombies and killer animals, while no film is subject to scientific scrutiny. Some online movies and TV shows are entertaining and completely the nature of widespread public health and outbreaks. We have prepared a list of enjoyable pandemic films and TV series that you must watch during the quarantine days. Some are realistic and seem for life threatening diseases. Others are even more imposing and brutalizing humanity, but they are all worth your time and they are now available on streaming platforms. The outbreak. Diseases are hidden in nature and they collapse into an entertaining movie, provoking the idea that they may ever affect humanity. The Outbreak movie is about a small town in California and it is entirely quarantined when get infected with an Ebola virus that comes from Zaire champing monkeys. Most of the story is centered around military and health personnel claiming to the infected people and treating them. The film also explores the extreme terms that some organizations should go to prevent the spread of the threat. When the film was released, Capuchin monkey caused the Ebola virus, which terrified some viewers in the real world at the time. This is a full thriller movie that you can stream at an online platform. The Contagion is an epic movie that everyone is watching, so it is natural to be on the list. This is one of the features of the film, and looking at the current environment is a sure way to raise your panic level. The Contagion is in some ways a close description of the modern pandemic. On a trip to China, a businessman accidentally infects an unknown virus that is spreading not only to his fellow international travelers but also to the US. The disease spreads rapidly in other countries. The Center for Disease Control (CDC) quickly checks the source of the virus and vaccines it. In the meantime, food storages, pharmacies loot, and crime increases. You must watch this movie these days. Children of men are sterilized around the world, ending human reproduction. Communities of the world, fearing that the last generation of mankind has already been born, are caught up in their impending disaster. The rest of the world, without hope for the next generation, is heading towards civil war. There is no future goal of individuals and community life. The film is filled with civilizations collapsed to bombing, to abandoned schools and playgrounds, while human children leave people alive. It is a glimpse of how humanity is facing the great pandemic of extinction. The Walking Dead is a television series about zombies and it is very unrealistic. The Walking Dead is a very popular comic book inspired zombies juggernaut that has created its own universe of spin-offs, talk shows and movies. After giving us many shocking moments in the history of television, the AMC series has created a deadly virus TV series in its 10th season. After a widespread outbreak, the series follows survivor groups as they navigate the apocalyptic world of imminent danger of death and survival. This series illustrates the meaning of the word unpredictable. This is one of the most famous TV series on pandemics. You must stream it once. The Pandemic. This TV series is similar to a video game rather than a movie, but if you are looking for something to spend time with, the Pandemic TV series is good. This documentary shows how health workers fight influenza, how they reduce the risk of the global outbreak. Initially released in January, interest in this TV series has recently increased due to the spread of the coronavirus, and viewers want to see if there is any connection between the two. Scientists filmed in the series discussed earlier disease and conclude that the world is responsible for another virus. The efforts of doctors shown in the pandemic series working tirelessly to develop vaccines that can prevent the country. So the conclusion is often films reflect our world tough, humorous and extraordinary events and capture the audience and force them to think about what they would do In such situations, we are living in pandemic today when people are locked up in houses and away from each other. The world now reflects like a horror movie.